Around five is there are some hard things about working from home. In this day of entrepreneurialism, so many people want to tell you about the benefits of working from home. And then certainly I'm an advocate for that. As somebody who works multiple streams of income, to be able to work from anywhere, I get it. That's awesome. But you should know if you're thinking about starting a side hustle, and an alarming number of people are, because the economy is pushing people to try to earn more and to find some level of residual or passive income, here are five things you might want to be on the lookout for that aren't necessarily the best thing about working from home. I'm going to shoot it to you straight. The first thing is that you'll miss that office culture. Now, I know that you might laugh at that, but the bottom line is for a lot of us, especially extroverts, there's a real benefit to be able to have a routine, go to an office, have your office friends, those luncheons and the donuts around the water cooler and the chatting in the morning. There is a certain rhythm and comfort to having a group of people that you see consistently. One of the things I loved the most about one of our businesses was my friend Maggie, who I would see almost every day when the real estate market was booming. It was something I looked forward to. So if you're an extrovert, take note. You can handle this by making consistent appointments, having an accountability partner, or finding a way to kind of replace that. But Zoom doesn't cut it. I'll be super honest. The second thing is the pajama syndrome. I mean, I'm kind of in pajamas right now. I'm in a Virginia t shirt, right? So it is something that can be not good for you. It seems luxurious, like you can wear anything you want to work, but there's something good for our mental health when it comes to getting up, getting ready, and going out, looking like an adult. You can just choose to do that from home. The third thing is the snack police. Man, I would be in so much trouble if there was a limit to the number of cups I can have in a day. I am a triple threat, got to have three drinks with me at all times, girl. Now, when I'm in the office or at an office, sometimes I'll have a couple, but the other danger to that is that there's always that cupboard kind of calling your name, right? One of the things I love about the 11-day jumpstart that you guys know I love so much is that you're supposed to clean that cupboard out. So you're not tempted by all those snacks. But whether it's drinks or snacks, it can be a bit of a distraction and you can tend to go overboard. Since you're in pajamas, you're not always feeling that maybe that suit doesn't really fit you so well anymore. So just be aware and monitor yourself. Police yourself, if you will. Next is the office stash. There's nothing like going to work so that you can easily copy. And if the copier breaks, call somebody who comes and fixes it. Put in more paper, no problem. The paper's there. Want to grab a pen or a pad or a computer, even? Often these are provided. Those are things that you have to manage on your own when you work from home and you're an entrepreneur. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it's an extra level of effort that you need to make and, to be honest, budget for if you're being thoughtful about your actual costs of business. Last but not least, I've mentioned here your insurance and your benefits. This is something that you have to take into account. And for us, we simply add it as an expense in our businesses for our family. We pay for all of our own insurances. There are people who choose to be self insured. You have options here, but we all know that we're taking a bit of a risk if we're self insured when you're looking at potentially a large catastrophic illness or an accident. So you'd want to be responsible. If you did choose to step away from where you had excellent health benefits, you might want to go ahead and make sure you have something solidified. One of the challenges for us is that we live in, I think, statistically, the most expensive and difficult place in the entire country to do that. But that's just part of what we knew we were getting into when we launched our own brands over 5 years ago. So these are things for you to take into account. It's not a buyer beware, don't do it attitude. It's a I think it's important that you get the sugar with the salt. People talk all the time about the flexibility and the fact that you can travel and nobody's bossing you around and you don't have to deal with that bully at work anymore. But they don't often come genuinely to you and say, look, if you really do want to start a business from home, there are some great things about it, but there are also some challenging things about it. Particularly, I think in the MLM industry, we want very much for people to feel engaged. One of our businesses is an MLM, Young Living, and we love it. But we don't lean on them for insurance. We don't lean on them for those things, right? We recognize what it is and we account for it ourselves. So as long as you do that, you should be great. Of course, at the end of the day, I highly recommend working from home. I've done it for many years, and it's been my favorite part of my career. I guess if I was going to throw in a last bonus item, it would be that it is unpredictable. You never know what your industry is going to be. And that's why we make sure we do multiple streams. One of my streams of income is real estate, and that has been really slow lately. But one of my streams of income is health and wellness, and that has been very busy. If I hadn't diversified, that might be a problem. If I only had my real estate business of my notary loan signing agency, that might be a challenge. But because we have others, my husband is a financial advisor, he's a partner in a firm that he is part owner at. I've got the health and wellness business. That's what insulates us. So also just know if it's a step you're going to take, make it a bridge, maybe not a leap. So I hope that's helpful. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow live around 5. My goal with these videos is to help supporting you being resilient and strong. I believe we're in a time in our country where that's going to be more important than ever. We have an election coming up. We have a war going across the world. There's a lot happening. And I want us to focus on things that are going to build us up so that even when the hits come, we have no problem keeping going because you are resilient and you are strong. But sometimes we need people to remind us exactly that. Have a great night.